हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवातु मे जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवातु मे जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय राधा माधव राधे जय पंचतत्वा जय पंचतत्वा जय पंचतत्वा जय पंचतत्वा जय प्रहलाद सिंह देव जय प्रहलाद सिंह देव जय प्रहलाद सिंह देव जय प्रहलाद सिंह देव जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल श्री श्री नाम संकीर्तन की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रील गुरुदेव की जय नित्य गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
वासुदेव परामकः वासुदेव परायोगा वासुदेव पराक्रियः वासुदेव परं ज्ञानम् वासुदेव परं तपः वासुदेव परो धर्मो वासुदेव परा गतिः चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहा दावाग्निर्वापणम् श्रेयकैरवचन्द्रिका वितरणम् विद्यावधू जीवनम् आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनं प्रदीपतम् पूर्णामृता स्वादनम् सर्वात्मस्नपनं परं विजयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनम् नामकारी बहुधाम निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमितां स्मरणेन कालाम् एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशमिहां जनिनानुरागाम् ऋणातपि सुनीचेनां करोरपि सहिष्णुनाम् अमानीनामानदेनां कीर्तनीया सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि ऐनन्दतनुज किङ्करम् पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलि सदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारयां वदनं गद्गददुग्धया गिरां पुलकैर्निजितं वपुकथा तव नाम गृहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत् सर्वं गोविन्द विरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां विनाष्टु माम् अदर्शनाद् मर्महतां करोतु वाम् यथा तथा वा विदधातुलं पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः मधुरं मधुरेभ्योऽपि मङ्गलेभ्योऽपि मङ्गलम् पावनं पावनेभ्योऽपि हरेर्नामैव केवलम् आब्रह्मस्तम्भपर्यन्तं सर्वं मायामयं जगत् सत्यं सत्यं पुनः सत्यं हरेर्नामैव केवलम् सगुरु सपिता चापि सामाता बन्धवोऽपि स शिक्षये चेत् सदा स्मर्तुं हरेर्नामैव केवलम् हरि सदा वसेत् तत्र यत्र भागवता जनाः गायन्ति भक्ति भावेन हरेर्नामैव केवलम् अहो दुःखं महादुःखं दुःखतरं यतः काचार्तं विस्मृतं रत्न हरेर्नामैव केवलम् धियतां धियतां कर्णो नियतां नियतां वच धियतां धियतां नित्यं हरेर्नामैव केवलम् त्रिनिकृत्य जगत् सर्वं राजते सकलोपरम् चिदानन्दमयं शुद्धम् हरे नामैव केवलम् हरे नामैव केवलम् हरे नामैव केवलम् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी सर्वशास्त्राब्धि पीयूष सर्ववेदैक सत्फला सर्वसिद्धांत रत्नाढ्य सर्वलोकैक दृक्प्रदा सर्वभागवत प्राण श्रीमद्भागवत प्रभो कलिद्वान्तोदितादित्य श्रीकृष्ण परिवर्तिता परमानंद पाठाय प्रेमा वर्षक्षरायते सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोस्तुते मदेकबन्धो मत्संगी मद्गुरो मन्महादना मन्निष्ठारक मद्भाग्यं मदानन्दा नमोस्तुते असाधु साधु तादायन्नति नीचोचताकरां आनामुञ्चा कदाचिन्मां प्रेम्णा हृत्कण्ठयोस्फुराम् ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So welcome you all to this Friday evening Srimad Bhagavatam discussions, and right now we are in the series where the prayers by the personified Vedas are being discussed. This is fourth session, or maybe third session, fourth session, where we initially discussed, maybe fifth session, we initially discussed about the introduction to this personified Vedas. Then another speaker spoke on first 5 verses, or maybe a few verses of the prayers. And last week, Friday and Saturday, we discussed 5 verses from verse number up till verse number 30. We had done some discussions and analysis. So we will start from verse number 31 of the 10th canto, chapter number 87, and we will see, how do we progress from here. So thank you so much for being part of this Sangha, and it's always a pleasure to be in the assembly of devotees to speak Krishna Katha. And without the blessings of Vaishnavas, our spiritual journey is definitely going to be standstill. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is nectar, and that nectar given by our Srila Prabhupada has made it much more relevant and relatable for all of us. So as we have been doing, we will read from verse number 31. At least we will do 5 verses reading now, and then probably the remaining 5. If I am going to take the class tomorrow, I will continue. Otherwise, whoever the speaker will take it up. Nagadata ubavaha prakriti purushayo rajai उभययुज भवन्ति अशुभृतो जलबुद्बलवत् त्वयित इमे ततो विविधनाम गुणैः परामे सरित इवार्णवे मधुनिलिलयोर् अशेषरसाः. This is 31st verse. Neither material nature nor the soul who tries to enjoy her are ever born, yet living bodies come into being when these two combine, just as bubbles form where water meets the air, and just as river merges into the ocean, or the nectar from many different flowers blends into honey. So all these conditioned beings eventually merge back into you, the Supreme, along with their various names and qualities. Text 32. Nrishutava mayaya brahmamiswa avagatya brisham Tvai sudiyo bhave dadati bhava manuprabhavam Katam anuvartatam bhava bhayam tavayat prukutihi Shrujati muhustrime trinemir abhava charaneshu bhayam. The wise souls who understand how your Maya deludes all human beings render potent loving service to you, who are the source of liberation from birth and death. How, indeed, can fear of material life affect your faithful servants? On the other hand, your furrowing eyebrows, the triple-rimmed wheel of time, repeatedly terrify those who refuse to take shelter of you. Text 33. Vijitah krishika vayubir adanta manasturagam yaiha yatanti yantum atilolam upaya kira Vyasana satan vita samavahaya guros charanam vaneja ivaja santya akritakarna dharajaladho. The mind is like an impetuous horse that even persons who have regulated their senses and breathe cannot control. Those in this world who try to tame the uncontrolled mind, but who abandon the feet of their spiritual master, encounter hundreds of obstacles in their cultivation of various distressful practices. O unborn Lord, they are all like merchants on a boat in the ocean who have failed to employ a helmsman. Text 34. Swajanas sutatmadara dhanadhamadara suratis ratais Svaisati kimnrinam shayata atmani sarvarase iti sat ajanatam mitunato rataya charatam sukayati ko niva ihasva vihate swanirasta bhage. Though to those persons who take shelter of you, you reveal yourself as the super soul, the embodiment of all transcendental pleasure. For what further use have such devotees for their servants, children or bodies, their wives, money or houses, their land, good health or conveyances? And for those who fail to appreciate the truth about you and go on pursuing the pleasures of sex, what could there be in this entire world? A place inherently doomed to destruction and devoid of significance that could give them real happiness. And the last verse of today, 35. Bhuvi Puruh Punyatirtha Sadan Bhuvi Puruh Punyatirtha Sadananya Rasayo Vimadhas Tata Uta Tauta Bhavat Padam Bhuja Hrudo Gadit Gabidagi Anghiri Jhala Dadati Sakran Manastvaya Atmani Nityasuke Na Punar Upashate Purushasara Haravasantan. Sages free from false pride live on this earth by frequenting the sacred pilgrimage sites and those places where the Supreme Lord displayed his pastimes. Because such devotees keep your lotus feet within their hearts, the water that washes their feet destroys all sins. Anyone who even once turns his mind toward you, the ever blissful soul of all existence, no longer dedicates himself to serving family life at home, which simply robs a man of his good qualities. So we will try to discuss till this point in time. As always, our Bhagavatam has revealed several interesting things in the context so far. So we will start from verse number 31 onwards and try to see how much we can do today. And so we are going to, in the process of learning these 5 verses, we are going to slowly elevate our learning from the time of being ignorant to the time of being self-realized. So there are some stages that we are going to discuss as a part of this evolution of consciousness, because the verse number 31 speaks about neither material nature nor the soul who tries to enjoy her are ever born. This itself is a very important, strong message to all the Mayavadis. Because Mayavadi's conclusions are Jagat Nitya. But Bhagavatam says Jagat Satya but Asashvata. So when this world as well as this soul both belong to the Supreme Lord, both are not born, which means the soul is eternally existing, so do Krishna's energies. Here we need to understand, when this material nature is never born, doesn't mean that this world, in terms of the physical representation, is eternally existing. In that case, Krishna would have not said Asashvatam. But the point we need to derive here is, the material nature and the soul, both are never born, which means both are eternal, need to be understood as Krishna's energy, both Antaranga, Bhagiranga, Tatashta Shakti, are eternally Krishna's energies. As Krishna is unborn, so do Krishna's energies. Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim, Anantarupam, Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavvanamscha, Vedeschu Sarvai Ahameva Vedyo. Sorry. The point is, the Brahma Samhita says that Krishna is Anadim Ananta Rupam Purana Purusham. He is the oldest and he is the youngest. Oldest in terms of age, but youngest in terms of his appearance. And entire Veda, all the Vedic literature are glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, if the Lord is eternal, Lord's activities are eternal, Lord's energies are also eternal. But the second point that it is going to explain over here is the combination. Like, for example, Krishna's Maya's energy belongs to Krishna. She's a government servant, but meant for punishing. Jail is a government office. Somebody says that, Mummy, I'm going to a government office and go to a jail. It's stupidity. Jail is a government office, but is meant to punish. So the prayer here is like the way air and water come together, form a bubble. Even though this soul as well as Krishna's energies are unborn, but when they come into being, into this existence in this world, when the jail being funded by government's money, which means energy of the government, and when it is occupied by some officers appointed by the government, when the officers starts functioning dutifully, naturally there will be criminals arrested. That's all his message here is. So when material energy, it's Krishna's, but when she acts properly, her function is to keep them allured in ignorance, in illusion. So long as we are in illusion, we are supposed to be suffering in this world. So what we are going to do is that we are going to slowly build our layer. The very first layer, let us begin with the layer of ignorance, which we all have been in our lives. Okay. So we are destined to be in a particular form. In that particular form of life, we are always, feeling like suffering, and we are toitering there. So this stage of being in a particular form, in a particular family, in a particular neighborhood, in a particular community, it is our destiny. We do not have control over it. And without Krishna consciousness, it's a disaster. So technically speaking, let us talk about a sadhaka's life. It actually begins with a disaster where he is in ignorance, he is in illusion, he is not having any idea about Krishna consciousness, neither have self-intelligence to quest to learn about it. So that is why Bhaktivinoda Thakur is singing, Jeev jago, Gaura Chanda bole. In that, what is one of the lines he says? Ene chi aushadhi maya nasi baralagi harinama maha mantra lao tumi magi. The soul was pleading the Lord, my dear Lord, I am stuck in this womb for the past 9 months. I am having only darkness. Wherever I turn around, I am not able to move around. I'm confined. I need activity. Please release me from this womb. I assure you, I will worship. But as soon as the soul comes out, I'm talking about Baddha Jivas, so that it is relevant to me and those who identify themselves as Baddha Jivas. Of course, for self-realized soul, avatars, and reflections. There are so many people who are all completely directly under control of the Supreme Lord, and they are taken care in a different arrangement. But otherwise, rest all the people, their beginning is dark, suffocating, fully surrounded by our blood, urine, mucus, and we want to come out, and we plead the Lord. And when we plead the Lord, what do we say? As an assurance, I will worship you. And when we come out, what is the first thing that we do? We forget that assurance. We are not able to keep up that assurance. So that is why I said our beginning of our life is beginning with, we began because of our destiny. Number two, the destiny is nothing but ignorance. And by being in ignorance, it's a full disaster. So from disaster to the stage of reaching the right destination, there are 8-9 stages that we are going to speak today and evolve our consciousness. So what happens is that, as this prayer says, we came into this material world with ignorance, forgetfulness, arrogance, pride, fully in the prison as a criminal. And just as rivers merge into the ocean, or the nectar from many different flowers blend into honey, all these conditioned beings eventually merge back into you, the Supreme, along with their various names and qualities. So the destination is eventually, so this verse talks about disaster and destination. So our first point is disaster, and the last point is destination. In between, there are 6 points which we are going to fill in the blanks. And those 6 points, we will have to plot it and see in our life, where do we stay, which stage I am in. I am definitely, we all can, definitely say that we are not in the stage of disaster. Neither we have reached our destination. We are somewhere in between. The reason why we are not in disaster, at least we are in the association of devotees, have some inclination, have some theoretic understanding. At least as a formality, we are chanting the holy name of the Lord. If you recollect our last conversation that we ended, we spoke about 4. One is individuality, formality, religiosity, spirituality. So at least we have come to some progressive stage, and that way, so hence we can say we are not in disaster mode, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us blessings. Anyone who has chanted Hare Krishna even once, he will be given the privilege of being a Vaishnava. So now, what do we add? What do we add to the stage of ignorance, to the stage of disaster, to go to the next level? And that is called doubts. If I start doubting, which means if I start questioning, then I will come out of my ignorant stage and start going to reality. The very first stage where any revolution happens is by questioning, whether it is a good revolution or a bad revolution. Why is this happening like this? Why is this happening like this? Why is this happening like this? Why good things are happening to bad people? Why bad things are happening to good people? Why that Prabhu is given this privilege? Why this Mataji is not given that privilege? So this why, when it comes in, some intelligence is added. So I would say these doubts arise based on our experiences in life. When a person experiencing in life be conscious about his happenings, then naturally he'll get a doubt. See, this person also is like me. She is also like me. We are all together, but the resultant activities that are happening in my life is different. So there should be something that is, that should be filling the blanks for me. So that tells, so the second point, further we'll go to the verse number 32, where the wise souls who understand how your Maya deludes all human beings render potent, loving service to you, who are the source of liberation from birth and death. How, indeed, can fear of material life affect your faithful servants? On the other hand, your furrowing eyebrows, the triple-rimmed wheel of time, repeatedly terrify those who refuse to take shelter of you. So I was in ignorance. I was in disaster stage. I was destined to be in a particular place. Now I started to get to doubt things. Is this the way I'm supposed to be living? Is this what happiness means? If you remember our conversation on hippies to happies, when Prabhupada preached to hippies, they tried everything possible in their life. They thought this will give me happiness, that will give me happiness, but nothing gave them happiness. And finally, Krishna consciousness was a solution for all their questions. So my point is, when we add little bit of intelligence, use our little bit of intelligence to only ask questions, at least aspire, ask some questions. Why is this happening? And start to, search out the source who will clarify the questions. Till this point in time, we have not, come out of ignorance, but we are not fully in ignorance also, because we have started to scream, saying that I am not in this place. I'm not destined to do this. I'm not destined to suffer. I'm not destined to be, blocked up. I'm supposed to be enjoying having a much better life. So the doubt that, apparently I start doubting, is that what I'm supposed to be doing? This ability is there only for human. A goat, a cow, a buffalo does not have this ability. So when you start doubting, that's why if you remember in one of our earlier sessions, when we were analyzing the symptoms of Krishna consciousness, the questionnaire, the small workshop that we did in terms of rating and questioning, one of the components that we needed to have in our devotional life is we need to question. If we never questioned, if we never had questions, then we have not applied Krishna consciousness. So disaster is, solved or sorted when you have a doubt, which means when you start having a questions. And when will you have a doubt? When you start analyzing experiences in life. I did everything possible, but no happiness is coming. Here we are saying that intelligent, sane person will not get into the married life, will not get into the, time with sex, money, children, and all those things we spoke. We are going to speak about it further. So every intelligent person, when he starts to think, then we will definitely be able to come to a very interesting conclusion that answer is not in just being a sense gratifier. There is something beyond. Yes, rightly said. Ahara nidra bhayamaitunamscha samanyametat pasubir naranam dharmohitesham adhiko viseshaha dharmena hina pasubir naranam. It's from Mahabharata. It's Vidura is telling this to Dhritarashtra. So the point here is that we need to have some doubt. Start doubting. Instead of doubting the right person, start doubting the wrong ones. Today, what is happening? The nature of being in illusion, the nature of being in tamasic mode, the nature of being ignorance is we believe those who are cheaters and we doubt those who are helping us. So that is how, if you see children, they love their friends. They hate their parents' advice. Because parents does not allow on certain things. They think parent is not my friend. My friend is with me on every nonsense of mine. So he is my well-wisher. So that is the nature of ignorance. So, but at least so long as when we start developing doubt, if I'm doubting, at least asking question, why should I eat this? Why should I drink this? Why should I do this? Why should I not do this? If you ask with the right spirit, not in a spirit of challenging or arrogance, then definitely we are in the progressive path of getting clarified. Even today also people ask questions, but in a challenging spirit. That is why Prabhupada writes in the introduction to Bhagavad Gita, one should learn Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna, as how Arjuna learned Bhagavad Gita from Krishna. Arjuna surrendered, accepted his position, understood Krishna's position, then started asking relevant questions in a submissive manner. So it is just not question. Bhagavad Gita's question answer. It's not question answer. There are other dynamics involved. First, he had surrendered. Sishyasteham satimam tvam prapanna. Second is he accepted. Karpanya dosha pahata svabhava. And third, he also acknowledged that Shishyasteham satimam tvam prapanna. You are my spiritual master. Then fourth, he started to ask questions in a humble, simple, with relevant questions. So these are all certain dynamics involved. So that is why you start doubting. What did Arjuna doubt? Arjuna doubted his own decision. The biggest strength Arjuna had was he doubted. Even though he had an overwhelming feeling that I should not fight, I should resolve to my forest, not kill my friends, not kill my brothers. He had a very strong feeling, but he doubted that. Because he doubted his own feelings. It is a sign of intelligence, because Arjuna did not want to commit a crime. Arjuna did not want to do something stupid. Arjuna wanted to be a responsible person. This is my choice. This is my desire. This is what I wish to do. But that I would not do whimsically. I will validate. Let me doubt myself. This is something, it's a courageous and very important decision. So that courage we need to have. And unfortunately today, we don't doubt ourselves. So the second prayer says that a person who refused to take shelter of you, he doubts you. He doubts whether you exist. The younger generation today, hot topic in colleges, universities is, does God exist? There was $1 million, competition kept if anybody could prove that. I'm not sure if it's still going on. Several people tried, but dry and philosophers which are, who just want to argue will never be able to converge on this. We have to have some premises to accept this fact. So the point is, the current younger generation, because they are in ignorance, because of what the prayer that we read a few minutes before, because the last prayer, the 35th prayer that we just read today, because of the pride, because of the false pride one has, one does not want to accept there is a problem with. He'll go on doubting everyone but for himself. So our second stage is doubt. Then when I have a doubt, I should go to the right person. Then I should go to the person who will clarify my doubt. Because having a doubt is nice, but having a desire to get those doubts clarified is all the more important. It is like, I am sick. If I don't even know I am sick, if I don't even know I am diseased, it's a big problem, disaster. The moment I know something is wrong with my body, I doubt that something is not going well within me, and I desire to get it fixed, what will we do? We will go to a physician. So the third stage, first stage is a stage of disaster. Second stage is a stage of doubt. The third stage is a stage of desire, where I am desiring to get my doubt clarified so that I will not continue to stay in the stage of disaster. So from being ignorant, I started using my intelligence, started developing questions. And when the intelligence is illuminated by proper knowledge, what is the proper knowledge? I tend to go to a proper physician to get cured. So the third stage is the stage of desire. I desire that my doubts get clarified. I desire so that somebody pulls me out of this cycle of birth and death. Karavalambam mama dehi Vishnu Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. If you see all the prayers, one thing you will constantly see them is these 2 points on doubt and desire. I doubt myself. I am not in the right stage and I desire to come to your stage. Please help me. Please save me from the disaster. Buliya Tomare, the song that Rupali ji has clarified. Beautiful song. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that I forgot you. Emana durmati samsara bitare Pudiya chinu ami Tavani jajana kona mahajane Pataiya tume tumi. I forgot the last line. So the point is that Emana durmati, my mind. Emana dhurmati samsara bitare. I've been constantly, thinking about samsara and enjoying in this materialistic world. So please help me, my dear Lord. I need to come out of this. This is a terrible state. Oh Lord, such a wicked mind has brought me into this world. But one of your pure and elevated devotees has come to bring me out of it. So what is the third stage that we discussed? Desire for such an association, such a contact who can clarify my doubt. Doya kori more patita dekhiya kohilo amare giya ohe dina jana suna bhalo kota ullasita behiya. He saw me so fallen and wretched, took pity and came to me saying, "O humbled soul, please listen to this good tiding, for it will gladden your heart." So the doubt, when you start to express and desire to surrender to a devotee, that devotee is also interested in us. We have also allowed him to, correct us. In Mrigari's case, Mrigari did not search after Narada Muni. But when Narada Muni offered his help, Mrigari accepted it. In our case also it's like that. We never went and searched for a pure devotee to help us. But several pure devotees are searching for wretched souls. When they are coming to ask for a help, please take their help. Don't show attitude. Don't show the attitude. Vaccination is coming to your doorsteps. Cure is coming to your doorsteps. So please accept that help. We are not searching ourselves, going ourselves and finding, please help, please help. Wo stage mein aaya hi nahi hum. But it's that stage that we are in. If somebody is knocking at your door, because what used to happen is Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur are one team. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he did was, he formed different pairs of team, do, teen jan ka ek team, and they used to go out and preach, to go and make people chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And every team used to have a very good, interesting competition amongst themselves. One of the, team is Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur. What they used to do is, they used to go door to door. They used to knock on the door of the people. And when they come and open the door, they used to be not visible. Dekha to kahan gaya? they both would have already offered obeisances. Sashtang Dandavat. Please, we have come to your doorsteps. Please take up the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the age of Kali, and this Harinam can cure you of this evil effects of Kali. They would have done Sashtang Dandavats. Who is doing that? Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur. Doya kori more patita dekhiya. He has seen us patita. Come at our doors. He knows that we are suffering by a pandemic called Kali. It's much worse a pandemic than Corona. And there is a vaccination. What is the vaccination? Enechi Yoshadi Maya Nasi Lagi Harinama Maha Mantra Lao mi Magi. Harinam is Aushadam. Aushadam means medicine. So now what is happening is we were in disaster. Somehow using some intelligence because of the experiences in life, because of the experiences of other people, we developed some doubt. Arey babre, aisa jeena hai kya? Am I doing correct? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? With all this money, during the first wave of COVID, there is one very, very, very rich guy in Poland. This guy happens to be controlling the economy of Poland. Is a chief managing director of a bank at billions of euros. He died of Corona. His daughter gave a public address. She said, in my family, we have a lot of influence in the society, government. We have enough money, as much money as we want. But my father died of that which I cannot buy by money. What my money couldn't buy, he died of loss of oxygen. So the message here is that somewhere you start your experiences in life makes you think, and that's why the third stage is the stage of desire to associate with devotees and get clarity on knowledge on who we are, why this is happening, what it is happening, why this is to be done this way, and things like that. Then we go. So what happened? Ignorance. So there are two threads. One is what stage we are in, and what is the component that we are adding. First stage is disaster. When you add intelligence, little bit of intelligence to disaster, we come to the stage of doubt. When you add intelligence with some illuminated by proper knowledge or proper information, right set of information, we develop a desire to get clarified. And when we add intelligence, knowledge, and applied knowledge, we go to the fourth stage, which is the stage called discrimination. So if you do not learn to discriminate, that is what our third prayer is. What is the prayer that we just read, verse number 32, so the second prayer. The wise souls who understand how your Maya deludes all human beings. So I learn to discriminate. I learn to know which is Krishna, which is Maya. Because the third prayer says, the mind is like an impetuous horse that even persons who have regulated their senses and breathe cannot control. Those in this world who try to tame the uncontrolled mind, but who abandon the feet of their spiritual master, encounter hundreds of obstacles in their cultivation of various distressful practices. So the principle here is that I, taking shelter of devotees association or shelter of self-realized soul, as a desire to get rid of my disaster stage. And what they will teach, not only knowledge, but they will help you to apply that knowledge. And as soon as you apply that knowledge, you come to the fourth stage, the stage of discrimination. What is the stage of discrimination? The stage of discrimination happens when I learn to know good, bad, what is to be done, what is not to be done, where to do, what not to do, when to do, whom not to do. All those kind of discrimination is, plugged into the ecosystem, which to an extent in verse number 2 and verse number 3, the prayers have explained. The wise souls who understand how Maya deludes immediately render potential loving service unto you. So we will develop discrimination. That is when we are getting situated properly. Prabhupada says, one of the interesting development for a practicing devotee is he's learned to discriminate between acha, bura, sahi, galat. Because beyond, if at least to the barest minimum, if you have not reached that stage, there is no use of our Krishna consciousness. And discrimination is allowed. Of course, when you go to the stage of Paramahamsa, you are beyond discrimination. But you are the stage of complete ignorance, you are beyond discrimination. But the stage or in between, you discriminate. He is Mayavadi, he is Bhakta, he is Kanishta, he is self-realized soul. This is prasadam, this is not prasadam, this is sense gratification, this is devotional service. Should classify. Discrimination here is not in the bad sense. Please let us say classify, categorize, differentiate. And if you do not discriminate, you will accept everything as reality. So going back to the physician example, I was sick, which I didn't even know I was sick, which is a disaster state. Then some symptoms came up. So that symptoms helped me to develop some doubt on me, saying that I should not stay at home, I should go to the doctor. Third is I went to the doctor. And fourth is the doctor gave me some prescription along with some assessment. Hey, based on the symptoms, probably you have ulcer. Based on the symptoms, you have kidney problem. Based on the symptoms, you have cardiac problem. So the doctor is giving some assessment based on some evaluation. Similarly, when we surrender to self-realized soul, we at least learn to discriminate. Arey Baba, this is bad association. This is good association. This is mandatory association. Then what does he do? He prescribes some medicine. And suppose somebody ends their journey there. It is only half past. He has only half crossed the ocean. Because I know what my disease is. I also know what the medicine is. But I have not purchased the medicine, neither eaten it. What is the value? Only half past. So if I have done up to the stage of discrimination, I am better than the disaster guy. I'm better than the doubtful guy. I'm better than the desiring guy. I already come to the stage of discrimination. Now what is expected of us is apply that knowledge. And how are we going to apply that knowledge? By we are engaging ourselves in some service. By servicing. By previously I wanted to learn. Now I want to apply. So I will do some service. I'll accept some service. I will participate in some devotional service activity by which the discrimination will get matured to a stage called dedication. So I will evolve from the stage of discrimination to the stage of dedication, where I will learn to dedicate, where I learn to commit, where I learn to consist. That's what this prayer is all about. Here this prayer, it says that a person, verse number 33, where he says that a person who is not trying to understand the fact that mind cannot be controlled, they are foolish. They are the ones who are in the middle of the ocean. And to substantiate, to further clarify that person's stand, what does Bhagavatam says? Hence, it is extremely important. So those who take shelter of you, you reveal yourself as a super soul, the embodiment of all transcendental pleasure. What further use have such devotees for their servants, children or bodies, wives, etc., etc.? What would give them additional happiness? So they will learn to dedicate. They will learn to surrender. They will learn to apply. They will learn to, completely go past the simple stage of formality, the stage of religiosity, they will definitely come to the stage of spirituality. So the fifth stage is the stage of dedication. I will learn to dedicate. Yes, this is the life I will lead. Henceforth, I will be in ISKCON. Henceforth, I will be in devotional association. Henceforth, I will not miss this program. Henceforth, I will regularly read Srimad Bhagavatam. So I dedicate. Whether I may do it, half-heartedly, full-heartedly, with offense, not offense, that is next stage. But at least I am dedicating for sure. Kuch bhi ho, I will not give up ISKCON. That's what Prabhupada, that's what the previous prarthana is. The prayer says that they take shelter of the self-realized soul, shelter of the spiritual master, then they will not encounter any obstacles. But if they don't take shelter, they'll be tottering and wobbling. So the fifth stage is the stage of dedication. And by regularly being consistently practicing our Krishna consciousness, from dedication, we go to the stage called discipline, where you get your sadhana regularized and where you slightly move from Vaidhi sadhana bhakti to Raganuga sadhana bhakti. And the stage of discipline, the stage of being organized, the stage of being properly situated happens when we are very consistent in our spiritual practices. So Prabhupada explains this as natural love. Up till this point in time, it was organized, orchestrated love. But now it is natural love. Raganuga. I wish to attend. I wish to ask when is the program. I wish to come forward as a Prabhuji, is there a service for me? I wish to clarify. I come forward. Up till this point in time, somebody has to call. Hey, Prabhuji, Friday service hai. Prabhuji, Japa service hai. Prabhuji, yes service hai. Somebody has to call. But now when I come to the stage of the sixth stage of being disciplined, then I long for it. Gauranga Prabhu used to give a wonderful example. He said that when we first go to engineering college, in those days, nowadays it's much more different. Engineering college, we had a concept of ragging the first year engineering students. Engineering or medicine, they simply rag. So this boy would have gone from school and gone to the college. All the seniors will come and say, hey, smoke the cigarette pina. So we have to call them sir. In our days, even though he's maybe second year, we have to call them sir. Sir, nice sir, cigarette nahi pite. Pina, pile. Nahi sir, nice sir. So he forces them. And this guy forcefully, have a puff. So then second day, same thing happened. Third day, same thing happened. Fourth day, those people will not come. This guy will say, sir, ek sutta de dena sir. Thoda sa de dena. So Gauranga Prabhu said, very nicely said, our Krishna consciousness is also like that. First 3 lectures are free. We will glorify you. We will say, welcome to the Krishna consciousness program. We'll give you a gift. We'll make you sit in the first batch of prasadam. We will say, Prabhuji, aye, next time will come. Fourth lecture you come, we will give you broom in your hand. We will give you some cloth in your hand. We will make you do some service. Then, because this holy name and this process has attracted you, you'll go after him. In the right sense, here the cigarette example may be in the wrong sense. But once somebody gets that taste of Krishna consciousness, once I have got the taste of spirituality, I run after the Prabhuji, next class kabhi hai. Next time, what are we going to learn? I get interested. So the idea is when I get dedicated, I naturally become disciplined, organize my life in such a capacity. I will have a natural love. I will have a natural attraction to Krishna consciousness, which I will be expressing. And the way I will be expressing is explained in text number 35, which is the last verse of today's discussion, and also a little bit of 34. Second part of 34 and 35, 35th verse. What is 34 is saying? Anyone who has taken shelter of you, anyone who have got love for you, you reveal themselves to that person. How come wife, children, house, job, sex, power, position, followers, anything will give happiness? Last week or some other session we discussed about Ramanujacharya's example with that Raja. I think in this forum only we spoke. The Raja was after the Veshi, the prostitute. The prostitute was looking beautiful. Her eyes were beautiful. So this king on a hot sun was going after that lady. But Ramanujacharya showed him the beautiful eyes of Ranganatha Swami. What happened? Namah Pankaja Nabhaya, Namah Pankaja Maline, Namah Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangre. Last week we spoke. The message here is, so long as we are toitering in that boat of materialistic existence, we would not get enjoyment. But moment we got the taste, moment we got the dedication, moment we got the discrimination, what will happen is our love gets naturally developed and we get disciplined. And the discipline may kya hoga? You will definitely lose taste in all the so-called attractions. You will not be very tasty. Those who have tasted ISKCON Khichdi, how much ever good Khichdi, wherever they make, you will never be able to beat that. After Bhagavatam class, after nicely sleeping in the Bhagavatam class, hot Khichdi will be very tasty. Especially morning, if at all somebody had gone to Mangalarti, attended Mangalarti and decided to stay till Bhagavatam class, for sure 2 times we will sleep. One is during chanting session, second is during Bhagavatam class. But all those slumber will get completely clarified, purified when we had this hot khichdi. How much ever tasty we see, nothing will compensate this hot khichdi. Similarly, somebody has tasted that. Somebody has tasted that rasa, tasted that mellow. No materialistic things will attract. I mean, that's the power of this process. In spite of me, I'm Krishna consciousness. In spite of me, I'm Krishna consciousness. What does it mean? मैं कभी कृष्ण भक्त बनने वाला नहीं था. मेरे औकात के हिसाब से, my capabilities के हिसाब से, my ability के हिसाब से, I would have never been a Krishna conscious person. But somehow I became a devotee. பொய்யேன் என்று சொல்லி மெய்யேன் ஆகி வந்தேனே. I've been bluffing around that I've been a devotee, but I didn't realize one fine day I became a devotee. Gopala Chappal is writing this song. Vrindavana Vasi Jata Vaishnave Ragan Pratame Vandana Kori Sabara Charan Neelachala Vasi Jata Mahaprabhugan Bhumite Podiya Vandon Sabara Charan. In that, he is weeping, crying, and offering obeisance to all the Vaishnavas. Mere pure jeevan barbad hua. But now I realized the real purpose of Krishna consciousness. Oh my God, it's very, very late, 7:20. I'll just finish in a few minutes. So the message here is, at the end, we need to come out of the stage of complacency to the stage of discipline. This is stage 6. With discipline develops determination to practice Krishna consciousness. So the natural love for Krishna will get matured to become firm love for Krishna, established love for Krishna. Nishta, Ruchi is also love. Nishta is also love. Ashakti is also love. There are 3 stages. Love itself is getting more and more stronger. When I am getting Ashakti, means unshakable love, firm love. I am completely determined, come what may. Like Prahlad Maharaj. Beaten, thrashed, poisoned, I will not change my verdict. Probably somebody would have said, I will give you 1 crore rupees. For next 1 year, you say Krishna is not Supreme Personality of Godhead. We may even get tempted. So the message here is that it's very important to understand discipline ke baad determination. And determination leads us to destination, the beloved of the Lord. That's what is the 5th verse, wherein in the 5th verse, 35, we see that how, so long as we are in false pride, so long as we are, egoistic, we will not be able to surrender to Krishna. But those who are frequenting to the sages free from false pride live on this earth by frequenting the sacred pilgrimage sites and those places where the Supreme Lord displayed his pastimes. Because such devotees keep your lotus feet within their hearts. So, and Shuddha Bhakata Sharanarenu Bhajana Anukula Bhakata Seva Paramasiddhi Prema Latikara Mula. So we will continue from this point because we reached the destination. So we will try to pick it up from there to our next discussion. So we discussed 8 points: disaster, doubt, desire, discrimination, dedication, discipline, determination, destination. 8D. And each of them have got their, principles. I am in disaster because of my destiny, because of my ignorance. And when I add a little bit of intelligence, I will get to the stage of doubt. When I add, along with intelligence, some proper bona fide knowledge, I develop desire for learning from the right source. When I add intelligence, proper knowledge with applied knowledge, I will definitely move from desire to discrimination. When I add practical service, applied knowledge, I am start engaging physically doing the service, then I will be able to dedicate and eventually, because I got the taste of it. And when I am engaged in the service, when I am, properly situated there, and I start, the natural love starts blossoming in my heart. And the way this prayer is explaining, how it is blossomed by frequenting to the, pilgrimage places, by drinking the water, wash the lotus feet of the devotees, because in their heart Krishna is residing, by smearing the dust from the lotus feet of the devotees, eating charanamrita of the devotees, by massaging the feet of the devotees, by fanning the devotees, something you do to them, so that from discrimination you develop discipline, dedication, and discipline, and with the discipline you are able to be determined, firmly fixed. Nothing can shake, how much ever. That is why Jananivas and Pankajangar Prabhu are in the altar even when there is a flood. For us, when there is a flood, we don't go there. For us, when there is a sneezing, we don't go there. But there are some people who are so dedicated to Krishna's service. There used to be a devotee by name, I forgot his name, we call him Dadu, in Mamgachi. He used to be one of the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. From the age of 5 till the age of 90, every day he used to be doing service there. Whenever devotees went there, in all the difficulties, he used to serve them. There are several such devotees who have demonstrated their dedications. So we need to be firmly fixed. That determination will eventually lead us to destination. So we will try to continue from this point